What up, Timmons here. Now, of course, one of Steven Spielberg's greatest films of all time is none other than Jaws. Now, that was pretty much the first major blockbuster of all time. So, it looks like a film, not a film, but more of a documentary film, I should say, about Jaws is now coming. This comes from the Hollywood Reporter saying that it's notoriously making of the story behind Steven Spielberg's hit Jaws and the writing of its best-selling source material by Peter Benchley is getting the documentary treatment. Timed to the 50th anniversary of the 1975 film, Nat Geo has greenlit Jaws at 50, which is the working title, a doc feature that will focus on both the Spielberg film and the writing of the horror bestseller by Benchley. A summer 2025 release is planned on Nat Geo and the streaming and will also stream on Disney Plus and Hulu. Sadly, it's not going to get the actual release, but okay. Laurent Bazaru is set to direct. Um, now, she also just directed the Faye Dunaway documentary called Faye, which I'm actually hearing some good stuff about that. She's in that one. Anyway, the doc will include footage and photography from the Benchley and Spielberg archives, and will also look at how the blockbuster gave rise to a new generation of shock obsessive. The doc will be made in collaboration with ocean con- um, conservation and marine policy advocate Wendy Benchley, the wife of Peter. Uh, Again, no release date has been set, but I mean, of course, the original Jaws is one of the greatest shark movies of all time. They also did a couple of sequels, which Jaws 2 was okay, but Jaws 3D, Jaws Revenge, yeah. But I mean, if it wasn't for Jaws, we wouldn't have the iconic shark movies we have today. We wouldn't have Sharknado, loads of other shark stuff like Deep Blue Sea and on. Jaws really paved the way for the shark genre. The way how Night of the Living Dead paved the way for the zombie genre, Jaws paved the way for the shark genre, and it was of course one of the first ever blockbusters of all time. It really showcased on what you could do with a blockbuster, and it was one of the most highest grossing films there is. How much did Jaws make? Let me check. Can't remember the actual Jaws box office. Yeah, it made about 476.5 million at the time, and it's a movie that still gets talked about today. Like every time you see a new shark movie, you'll be like, oh, "Okay, that's just a Jaws." I mean, I remember when I first saw went to see a movie and they showed the trailer for that movie Shark Night one time, and this person in the background there says, "Look, a Jaws remake." I'm like, I don't know if that's really fair or not, but hey, I mean, and of course we'll never see a Jaws remake. Like Spielberg already came on the record saying we're never going to see a Jaws remake and all, which I guess is okay and all. One might see is like a new sequel or something like that, but with Spielberg attached and everything. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen either. But hey, the original, of course, I did rewatch Jaws in theaters a couple years back because if you guys remember, they did like a re-release of Jaws for its 70th anniversary, and the movie again still holds up. So yeah. But let me let you guys. What are your thoughts on the Jaws documentary coming to Nat Geo and Disney Plus? Were you ever a fan of Jaws? Are you even interested in seeing this documentary? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Timmy.